Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most epic and inspiring stories ever told, the tale of David and Goliath. Get ready for an animated journey back in time, to a dusty valley in ancient Israel, where a young shepherd boy would prove that courage isn't about size, but about the strength of your heart and the power of your faith. Our story begins with the armies of Israel, camped on one hill, facing a terrifying enemy on the other, the Philistines. And among them was a champion, a giant of a man named Goliath. For 40 days, this 9-foot-tall warrior, clad in heavy bronze armor, had taunted the Israelites. Every morning and every evening, his booming voice would echo across the valley, challenging them to send out a single man to fight him. But every soldier in King Saul's army, from the most seasoned veteran to the youngest recruit, was frozen with fear. No one dared to face the giant. The entire army was paralyzed, their morale shattered. It seemed like all hope was lost. Meanwhile, far from the battlefield, a young shepherd boy named David was tending his father's sheep. David was the youngest of 8 brothers, and while his older siblings were serving in the army, his job was to protect the flock. It might not sound as glamorous as being a soldier, but David took his duty seriously. He wasn't just a boy with a harp and a song, he was a brave and responsible guardian. He had faced down lions and bears to protect his sheep, relying on his quick thinking, his trusty sling, and his unwavering faith in God. He didn't know it yet, but these humble experiences were preparing him for the greatest challenge of his life. One day, David's father, Jesse, asked him to take some provisions, roasted grain and bread, to his brothers at the battlefront. He also told him to bring back news of how they were doing. So, with a pack full of supplies, David set off for the valley of Elah. He arrived just as both armies were lining up for battle, and the air was thick with tension. And then he heard it. That same booming, arrogant voice. Goliath stepped forward, shouting his daily challenge, mocking the Israelites and their God. David watched in disbelief as the soldiers of Israel, his own brothers included, shrank back in terror. He couldn't understand it. He turned to the men around him and asked, "What will be done for the man who defeats this Philistine and removes this disgrace from Israel? Who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God?" David's words were full of passion and righteous anger. He didn't see an unbeatable giant, he saw an arrogant man insulting his nation and his God. His older brother, Eliab, overheard him and grew angry. He accused David of being arrogant and irresponsible, suggesting he'd only come to watch the battle. But David wasn't deterred. His words had been heard, and soon news of this brave young boy reached King Saul himself. The king summoned David, and when the young shepherd stood before him, Saul saw not a warrior, but a boy. He told David, "You can't go out against this Philistine to fight him. You are only a boy, and he has been a warrior from his youth." But David's response was filled with confidence. He told King Saul about his time as a shepherd, how he had rescued his sheep from the jaws of a lion and a bear. He explained, "The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine." David's faith wasn't abstract. It was built on real-life experiences where he had seen God's deliverance firsthand. He knew that the same God who protected him in the fields would protect him on the battlefield. Seeing the unshakable faith in David's eyes, King Saul was moved. He agreed, saying, "Go, and the Lord be with you." Then Saul tried to dress David in his own royal armor, a bronze helmet and a coat of mail. But David was not used to it. The armor was heavy, cumbersome, and unfamiliar. After trying to walk, he took it all off. He knew he couldn't fight in someone else's armor. He had to rely on what he knew, on the skills God had given him. So David went to the stream in the valley. He didn't pick up a sword or a spear. Instead, he carefully selected 5 smooth stones and placed them in his shepherd's bag. With his staff in one hand and his trusty sling in the other, he walked out to face the giant. Goliath looked at the young boy approaching him and laughed with contempt. He felt insulted. "Am I a dog that you come to me with sticks?" he roared. "Come here, and I'll give your flesh to the birds and the wild animals." But David was not intimidated. His voice rang out, clear and strong, filled with a power that came not from muscle, but from conviction. "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. This day the Lord will deliver you into my hands, and the whole world will know that there is a God in Israel." With those words, the battle began. As Goliath moved closer to attack, David ran quickly toward the battle line to meet him. Reaching into his bag, he took out a stone, placed it in his sling, and began to whirl it around his head. He took aim and let the stone fly. It sliced through the air with incredible speed and precision, striking the giant right on his forehead. The stone sank into his skull, and the mighty Goliath, the unbeatable champion of the Philistines, stumbled and fell face down on the ground. A stunned silence fell over the valley, and then a massive cheer erupted from the Israelite camp. The Philistine army, seeing their hero defeated by a boy with a sling, was thrown into chaos. They dropped their weapons and ran for their lives, with the Israelite army pursuing them in a great victory. David, the young shepherd boy, had done the impossible. He proved that with faith and courage no obstacle is too big, and no giant is too tall to fall. His victory wasn't just a military one. It was a testament to the power of trusting in something greater than yourself. And that, my friends, is the incredible story of David and Goliath. It teaches us that our past experiences, no matter how small they seem, can prepare us for future challenges. It shows that we should face our fears not with the world's armor, but with the tools and talents that are uniquely ours. And most importantly, it reminds us that true strength comes from courage, faith, and standing up for what is right, even when you're the only one standing. Thank you so much for watching this animated journey with us. We hope this story inspired you as much as it inspires us. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next story. Let us know in the comments what you think is the biggest lesson from David's story. Until next time, stay brave and keep the faith.